It's time to talk fantasy football. It's time to let them know. Where you let us crunch the numbers while you crush the competition. So grab your playbooks and crack a cold one, because here's your hosts, Teak and Baney.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you cracked your cold one and got your playbooks in your hand. Me and Teak are back for week number 5. This season is absolutely flying by. Teak, what'd you love about week 4? Anything stand out?
Beating the Ants is always a good thing when it comes to NFC South football. So anytime they lose, it's a win in my book.
Well, as a fan, you had a good week 4. As a fan, I did not. I mean, the Colts, Joe Flacco, sick of seeing the guy. Love him, but hate him. Hated him then. Kind of hate him now again. Not going to lie. But this is our starts episode, guys. We're going to jump right in. So before we do, hit that subscribe button. Join the movement. Help us get out there. Teak, why don't you kick us away with the first start of week 5?
So my first start is going to be Michael Pittman. He's been on both ends of this start and sits, but for me, against this terrible Jackson's secondary, I'm going to be all in on him. If Richardson starts, this is a make or break game for him as well. He has been terrible so far this year with injuries as well. And I think they could pull the cord quick, since that glimpse of Flacco, like you just mentioned, we got last game. Pittman versus secondary is a must start for me in week 5.
Yeah, so I was against Pittman in our players to avoid. I ended up getting him in the league, couldn't pass him up. The first 3 games, I felt like I was right on track, Teak. But I was a victim. I sat Pittman last week. Blew it in the face. So I was talking to my wife here. When Richardson went out, I said, Flacco came in. I'm like, I want Richardson back. Flacco is going to pepper this guy. Put up almost 20 fantasy points. Pittman, I mean, he's back on track. Like you mentioned, the Jags defense, I think he's going to have a heck of a week. I do have a share of him, even though he's on my avoids list. I think the sky's the limit from here on out. I mean, the guy's getting peppered. He's looking good. So I agree with the start. So I will jump right into my start. I am going running back. I'm starting Josh Jacobs at the Los Angeles Rams. So Jacobs this year, all you owners, I know you're probably but he has yet to have that monster game. He had 151 yards week 2, 15 fantasy points, had nothing else, no receptions, nothing. He's going to find the end zone this week for the first time this year. Coming with a great matchup against the Rams defense, allowing 22 points per game, and they're allowing over a TD to opposing running backs. So great matchup. Starting Jacobs this week. So FanDuel, not super cheap. I feel the value is there. He's $7,000 on FanDuel. So I love the matchup this week against the Rams defense. Fantasy owners, you'll finally get to rejoice. I'm starting Jacobs this week.
Yeah, I liked him as well. I had a feeling you were going to pick him on this week.
Got those waves.
Yeah, so I went a different route on my next one here, but I definitely like the start going against this defense.
All right, well, why don't you tell us that start, Tiki?
So I went with strictly, obviously you're going to start this guy no matter what. He took over the RB1 role in week 1. More of a DFS play. He's probably going to be pricey this week. That's going to be Jordan Mason. He's putting on a clinic since CMC has been gone. Cardinals give up on average 23 fantasy points per game to the running backs. I see this continuing with him as he plays both roles in the passing and running game as well.
You want to hear something crazy? I had him on my start list as well, but I was like, Teak might pick this guy. I'm going to go a different route. Same wavelengths.
We flip-flopped.
Yeah, I mean, I drafted CMC in one league. I had first overall pick. I'm in a lot of leagues, so I wanted to mix it up. Not one of my first round picks are the same in all my leagues. The one league I took CMC. I made sure to grab Jordan Mason. I picked him 2 rounds earlier just because I had that gut feeling that something was going to happen. Something happened before it even got to happen. You guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think he's the league leading rusher in yards right now currently. So yeah, you got to start him. I mean, going against Arizona coming up, the guy's just going to keep continuing. San Fran, they're just going to pound the rock. They're going to feed this guy the ball. He's proven himself. He's a like I say, he's a league leading rusher. So yeah, I completely 125% agree.
And with DFS, it's always about consistency. What have they done? Are they consistent with that point so you know what you're getting when you're spending those DFS dollars on how pricey some could be or some low values? That's the main thing you want is consistency. That way, those points are there as that ending hits.
Yeah, and we're going to give you guys some value so you can balance this out. You can buy Mason. So that being said, I'm going to jump right into my next one and show you how you can afford Mason without breaking the bank and playing the matchup. So my second start, I'm going wide receiver, and that is Amari Cooper against Washington. So coming into this matchup, the Commanders' defense has been allowing the most fantasy points to wide receivers this year. So they've been allowing 30 points a game to the position. He has a great matchup. Yes, Cooper had a rough 3 starts, 3 out of 4 games. He had 4 fantasy points, another 4, and 7.5. He did have a huge game, however, against the Giants at 27.6. So I think we're going to duplicate this. Based on the matchup, I expect a big game, huge game out of Cooper. He had that huge touchdown last week. He got hosed on that holding call. I can't believe I'm saying so many good things about a Cleveland Brown. But that being said, we want to win some money. That's why we're here with you guys. So hit that subscribe button, by the way. The targets are there. So regardless of those 3 dud games I told you about, he had his targets. Game 1, 9. Game 2, 8. Game 3, 12. And last week, 8. So he had, like I said, he had that huge touchdown called back. FanDuel, guys, write this down. Put him in your lineup now. He is at $6,200 on FanDuel against the last ranked passing defense. $6,200. That's value there. I'm starting Cooper this week.
Great matchup. You did mention I was going to hit on was that touchdown he got brought back. I believe he's also the league leader in drops, which is hard to believe because he's been that receiver who's been sure-handed throughout this years. But hopefully he can turn around with that. I like it. I like the start. I have a feeling your 3. I kind of, for some reason, I thought you were going to go Deshaun Watson, but instead you went Amari Cooper.
I can't
So
do that.
I knew there was a Brown on this list. I didn't know which one.
Baby steps, Teak. Baby steps. I cannot. For those you know, I'm a huge Steelers fan. So
Yeah.
who watch, you guys know that. But I try not to be biased.
Well, you heard of the character from the movie Buddy Love, you know? There's a lot of love going around, you know, right now for your arch nemesis. So why don't we keep that love going? And I'm going to pick Jordan Love for my final one here. Love came out slanging his first game back from injury, and he looked good. He will continue that trend against the Rams. I believe this game is going to be a shootout. Great to see that first game back for fantasy owners for him. Rams give up on average 22 fantasy points per game to that QB position, and it looks like the love is not going to stop against the Rams.
Teak, we're on the same link again. I mean, for those who watched last night's episode of Against the Spread, that was my best bet. Green Bay -3. I was a little worried at the beginning of that game. Love came out a little rusty, but the guy, he threw 3 picks, ended up with 4 TDs, almost 40 fantasy points he had. That is unreal for a quarterback. You got to start him, especially against the Rams. Love the start. No pun intended, Teak. I know you love my little dad humor. Um, yeah, same page here.
He should
So
be middle of the road to a cheap option for DFS as well.
yeah, let me look them up. Talk to the viewers while I look them up real quick. We got to give them a little value here. So searching them up here.
And I believe also a lot of people took him late in fantasy drafts. So it's nice to see like that paid off if you went QB late. So
So
if I'm gonna keep talking,
yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head.
I
I
was
mean,
gonna go off topic here. I was gonna talk about Thursday Night Football, but go ahead.
um, so Love, I mean, like Teague mentioned, you got him late in drafts. FanDuel wise, he's $8,200. So he's up there, not crazy expensive. I think he's worth the premium here, especially against his Rams defense, and especially like we mentioned, getting these value buys like Cooper, $6,200. Now you can kind of balance the money out and shift it. So yeah, I'll start him. Especially, I think the Rams are focusing on that week 6 bye to get healthy. I don't think they're focusing on this game. I think they're looking ahead to this week 6 bye to get everyone healthy. So definitely, Love is probably going to be my quarterback in FanDuel.
Who's your last one?
So my last one here, I might get a little pushback, but I'm going my boy Najee Harris against the Dallas Cowboys, prime time Sunday night. So you Najee Harris owners, you most likely haven't been super happy, even though he's had double-digit fantasy points, but nothing to bat an eye over. So he's getting a solid matchup at home, prime time against the Dallas Cowgirls. Boys, I mean, sorry. Um, Not only do I like the matchup, but I love the fact simply that Najee is the only healthy running back in that backfield this week. So Warren, he's looking to be out again. Patterson hurt his ankle. He's out. I expect Najee to handle the entire load. I mean, we got a guy off practice squad, but he's just going to come in here and there if he gets tired. I expect him to feed him. And in the fantasy business, opportunities are key. So another great FanDuel value at $6,500. Cheap running back for a great matchup. You can stack that lineup elsewhere. Again, he is the only healthy running back in that backfield. Give me Najee this week. Teak, let me take the punches.
Are we certain Cordell's not going to play at all?
He is not looking good to play. I am not 100% certain, but I know he is banged up, and
because he plays through injuries. I know that. I just want to know if he is out. If he is out 100% and he is the only running back, then okay, I'll bite. Other than that, as you were going on your little spree, I just dropped him in fantasy.
Dropped him?
I couldn't
Am I in that league?
Yes, you are.
I would have gave you someone for him.
I just did it out of spite. I'm done with the Najee train.
Which league?
I can't take it. Last week he had 13 carries for 19 yards. He only got that 10 points because he had 3 catches for 50. He's not known to be part of the passing game. Week 1 versus Atlanta had 1 catch. Second week had 1 catch. He's not known for that. Like I said, you can make that argument this week just because if he is the only one out there, I think it's time to pack up Najee and ship him out. I do.
Man.
As a Pittsburgh fan in your fantasy teams, I think it's time. I'm giving the Kadarius Toney treatment.
Dang, dude, if you dropped him, that's crazy. I hope I'm high on the waiver wire because I'm scooping him. Running backs are slim. And again, Warren Patterson, like you mentioned, he plays through the injuries. He left the game, didn't come back. So I thought he was going to come back because he was the hot hand that game last week. I don't know if you got to see any of it. He was the hot hand, Patterson.
And if Patterson's 100%, you guys laughed at me when I said he might be the RB1 there in Pittsburgh.
I mean, I didn't laugh, but I didn't think RB won. Arthur Smith's there. They're tight, dude. They have dinners together. They hang out. They go to the carnivals and festivals. Um, I think Patterson even won him a stuffed animal. So,
And who was that?
um,
Zaire Franklin from the Colts. Did you see that statement he came out with?
I did not. What was that?
So after the game, he put out. That number 84 runs way harder than their starting running back.
I did. I okay. I did see that someone was ripping Najee. I didn't care to look though. That's all. I blocked the noise out. That's why I wear these. So, but right now he's questionable. I don't think he's gonna play just because he did not come back into the game. He's a tough dude. If he could have came back, he would have came back, especially in a game that they needed him. But again, love the value. I expect a lot of workload for Najee. So that wraps it up. Teak, you did all three.
All three.
So, guys, week 5 starts is officially in the books. This season is absolutely flying by, and it's kind of sad because soon it's going to be Christmas. We're going to be here with our Christmas hats and gear, and Thanksgiving before that. So, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We love you. So you're going to get access to our Discord once you subscribe. Comment in the comments below with your Discord handle. We will send you a invite to our Discord where I post all of my bets, the Money Badger. Teak posts a bet here and there. When Teak posts a bet, it's going to hit. There's no question about it. Teak, what bet did you hit last year that I thought was absolutely insane? Week 1.
It was a money line somewhere. I forgot what the money line was.
It was Lions money line against the Chiefs. It just came to me. That week 1 season opener. I thought he was nuts. Sure as shit, he hits. So when he posts bets, I gravitate toward him. So we win more than we lose. We post props. We post our starts. We post our sits. I post random parlays here and there for fun. So guys, hit that subscribe button. Join the movement. We're the best kept secret out there. Help it get out. We love and appreciate you all. Until next time, we'll see you tomorrow for the sits.